Okay, so hopefully you watched the Cornell note video, how to do the Cornell notes. So now we're going to do some right now. Just to warn you, I'm going to go as fast as I can. And so you're going to need to pause and maybe run it back because you're going to miss stuff. And that's okay, because this is the beauty of a teacher cast, is that you can run it back. So you have your piece of paper clearly labeled with all of these things. The majority of what we're going to be writing right now is in the notes section. So the essential question, why do we need government, from We the People, Chapter 2. You're welcome to read it on your own, but I'm trying to help you out. I'm giving an assist, okay? And here are some terms to know. So also, if you write in the left-hand column here, a lot of times you can just write like key terms, but in this case, I'm doing questions because the We the People book is kind of set up with a question, and then as you read, the question is answered. And so go ahead and space these out, because we're going to go through all of them, and then we're going to be writing in the notes section the answer, essentially. So here's the first one. How did the ideas of the John Locke influence the founders? The founders, of course, are a group of people that founded a country, in this case, America. And they're not all listed here, but these are the main guys. And their wives helped as well. The founders were educated in history and philosophy. Most of these founders had their personal libraries chock full of books, from history to philosophy. John Locke was an Enlightenment philosopher. His idea of a state of nature where there are no laws or government doesn't work. We need government. He wrote this in his book, The Two Treatises of Government. And his ideas, Locke and other Enlightenment philosophers' ideas, were used to write the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. What were Locke's ideas about natural rights? Natural rights are given natural rights are given to humans by nature and by God, and nobody may take these rights away. They're more commonly known as unalienable or inalienable. We have life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness and or property. Okay. What did Locke say might happen in a state of nature? This actual background image kind of demonstrates that you're going to have the strong are going to bully the weak or small, but then eventually the small will team up and pick on the larger fish in this case. And then it's just going to be a vicious cycle. While most peeps are good, so people, self-interest may drive them to abuse others. People defend rights. The strong attack the weak, and the weak team up on the strong. Government seeks to secure everyone's rights, and people consent to be governed. Okay, so it's like it goes without saying, yes, you can protect me, you can set up laws, because I understand that as part of society, I need to allow you to do that. Now, it's a lot more complicated, of course, but this is the basics. And here's another question. Why do people agree to form a social contract? We agree to create a government and let it create and enforce laws. We give up absolute rights for that security in life, liberty, and property. And so we depend on the government to secure our life, our liberty, and our property. in exchange, we give up absolute rights. So I can't go to my neighbor's house and just take his property because I give up that right. And rightfully so, because we live in a civilized society, hopefully. Okay, so hopefully you paused. Now you would go back and you would chunk your notes. So you would draw a line between probably the questions is what I would do, and then the answers, right? Like main ideas or like ideas. I would go and circle key terms if you had any. Or I would highlight or underline main ideas. I would put a question mark next to confusing parts, things that you need to like follow up on. And then a potential test question. Put like a star by it. Here's an example of what a finished product would look like. Everyone's notes should look slightly different. Here are the questions that we were given, and then we tried to answer them in the notes section. And this would be, so we have the circle key terms, highlight ideas, even change the font color. If you're doing it, if you're typing it, then you can do it that way, of course. Speaking of that, if you, I want to show you another example, by the way. Here's another example. If you wanted to do it by hand, which I suggested, and then you transfer it over, that's fine. Or if you just wanted to straight up type it as you listen, that's also okay. So the last part is the summary. And so 3 to 5 sentences kind of summarizing everything here. Okay. Also, I don't know if I said it, but make sure you have the date and all that at the top.